What's good, everyone? It's your girl Maxo, the real hottie, coming in hot with another fire episode of the special edition right here on Trust the Process, where we give you a fresh perspective from fresh people. Today, I've got one of the most amazing game changers in Eldorado Park. He's a brand owner, an aspiring filmmaker, and an activist. Also added author to his bio. Siboniso Nomgenge from Nomgenge Duo. Sibi, welcome. And thank you for having us at your store.
Thank you so much, Maxine, for having me on Trust the Process. It's an honor being here. Let's get it going.
The honor is ours. You are one of the fresh people doing fresh things, so we had to be here. First things first, I like asking this because there's a lot going on in our community, in the world. How are you really, Sibi?
I've heard that quite a few times, you asking that, so I was rehearsing my answer. So I would say that I'm all well, man. It's an honor. Like the guys asked me, Sibi, how are you? I was like, it's an honor being alive, seeing the sun.
Yeah.
That's first things. Before my sorrows, my problems and all that. Just being alive, I'm blessed.
Well, that's a really great answer. So the mere fact that you said that you know that I'm always answering this means you watch.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of your... I'm a fan.
That's so humbling, man.
I'm a fan.
Let's start off with what you're most well known for. Your brand, Nomgenge Duo. I mean, you are not just a brand owner. It's not just clothing, but you've managed to associate your brand with so many values. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so Nomgenge Duo is a clothing brand from Eldorado Park, as we pretty much know it, taking over SA bit by bit. So basically the meaning of Nomgenge, it's a group of people working towards a certain goal. And then the question, who's the Dio, constantly being asked by the public. And then I'm like, you are the Dio. So we as a collective, as ND, and you, the potential client, becomes part of the Dio. So which means the only quality people. So when you come together, you're believing in the force that ND is, and we are striving for success and to bring social illness to an end or change the society. So that's the movement.
I'm hearing you talk about social ills. You are also a community activist. And I think it's such a beautiful thing because I've worked with you before with our trip to America and you sponsored our apparel.
Yes.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. What made you decide to build your brand around that?
So like the foundation, the ground-rooted foundation of Nomgenge Duo was rooted out of struggle. So what that us growing, we want to grow with the community, we want to grow with each and every client that believed with us. The very first client that bought an ND item was from a brown bag to now having a store. Do you understand? So that, having that, so whenever someone comes up, we want to be part of that story or movement or whatever they believe in. Like Trust the Process is a great platform and we believe in it and we would like to endorse it by sharing our story. So that's who ND is, and then that's how we want to bring change to society, by working with one another, brushing one another's hands, and like they say, umuntu ngabantu.
Yes.
The other hand washes the other hand.
Yeah.
So that's what we are pushing.
Wow, that is a really beautiful concept because umuntu ngabantu for real.
Definitely.
I also wanna talk about your book, Elder's Game Changers.
Yes.
Talk about the thought process leading towards the book. Before we get into the book, what made you sit and think, okay, I'm Sibi, Nomgenge Duo is my brand, I'm an activist, I've got a foundation, now I want to delve into a book. What was going in your mind?
Great question, man. So I believe it was like before lockdown, I got the idea of being an author. I've always been a creator, so writing down, capturing, doing that, being a Forbes reader, reading magazines, reading books. But it never prompted me to be an author at that time. I was just, I don't know, maybe it was the bug leading up to being an author. So I've been hearing this noise about the hood, our community is only known for this and that and the other, that I don't want to tap into. I want to just stick to the positive side.
Yes.
So I was at the library that time doing research for a new collection, doing research online. And that time you can pay the library they had it, what you call it, data. So I was on the hotspot. I was on that city of Johannesburg hotspot for 1 hour doing research. What more can I do? And then I found a file about Eldos, a blue file with only 3 pages in.
Sure.
And that's the history about Eldos. So it was summarized into 3 pages. So the same write-up was printed 3 times in that file, blue file, so thick.
Sure.
And I was like, nah, man, can't be. This can't be the only story about Eldos. But when you switch on to YouTube or the news, there's so much. But it's not good stuff. What more can I do to bring change to my society and also have something tangible? And then I was like, then I spoke to my mentor, Darlene James. Shout out to her for believing in this vision that I had. I shared it to her. Listen, Yadi, this is what I have in mind and this is what is happening to our community and how can I bring a change? Then she was like, good rap, Sibi. I always thought about this, but I needed someone to do it. And then we iron sharpen iron, and then she molded me, and then we executed Eldos Game Changers, Volume 1 loading soon, about to drop. So out of it, I wanted to share like, could I go into it?
Yeah, you can go into it.
So basically the whole narrative behind it was to bring change to our social illnesses in the media space, where we are being perceived as teenage pregnancies, reckless, like aware, massacre. There's nothing positive. When you are a brand from Eldos, they always perceive you, hey, he's gonna rob us, he's gonna do that and the other. And then I wanted to bring a change with the storybook that I'm bringing, because this is, I believe, the vision that I got was from the Forbes magazine, where you read about inspiring stories where you want to see yourself on that platform. Why? Because you want to push, you are eager. Despite of all the odds that you are faced with constantly, you can make it. And that's why we titled it Eldos Game Changers. That's people as changing society on the mainstream.
And if I stand to be corrected, but these are people from Eldos that you have profiled.
Definitely.
There's so many people in Eldos doing a lot of beautiful things. You being one of them, of course. But how did you sit down and think of who to put into the book? And didn't that bring about any kind of conflict? Because, everyone wants their 5 minutes of shine. Definitely. It was one of the most hardest projects to compile, because I had like 100 people, and then I had to shortlist them to 14 to 12 people based on Volume 1. So like I say, it's a Forbes kind of a book. So it's not just going to end at Volume 1. So a child that's in matric now would want to aspire to be in it. So that's why we Volume 1, Volume 2 until Volume Infinity. That's the whole concept that we have. So we want to inspire it. This book must go to schools. This book must go to churches. This book must go viral. So that's the whole aim, not just to make it a NPO or PTY. It must impact SA. It must change the narrative that we are perceived in the wood. And I really like that, because as people we grow. I mean, there's certain people from Eldos that we look up to, but then you get to a certain age and you meet new people doing different radical things, and that's a beautiful way to stay consistent and keep up with the time. So big ups to you for that. Thanks, Bench. You're a smart quality person. Only quality people. Only quality. You're an aspiring filmmaker. The world is your oyster. How did you go from fashion to having an NPO to being an author to now wanting to venture into filmmaking? A great question once again. So it's amazing, man. It's amazing. I would call myself an artist as a creative. So I don't box myself. Yes. I don't box myself. I'm a creative. And I'm a businessman, and a businessman does not box himself. He sees an opportunity, he sees it. And also with that, we're just not a PTY where we just want to make business and profits and ROI. We want to see the NPO side as well, where we lift up the community, we lift up the next person. Even in our company, we have that culture where we take one another up. Yeah.
take one another up, so skilling one another up, and then from there, like I'm saying that I'm a creative, so the way my mind works, it just mind boggles me in most cases where again, if what's next, I don't know what's next. So as ik opstaan, I might be, maybe I want to be working for TrustTheProcess, who knows. That's how my mind works. I just find myself in places that I never imagined.
Wow.
As being a creative. So I don't tend to box myself to sticking to one thing. I get easily bored. Not to say that the other things bored me now. I'm always open for new opportunities and new possibilities to bring change.
I love how previously you said that as a Aldo's own brand, right? When you go out into the world, people have this perception of you that you're a gangster or you're rough, you have no business ethic. But sitting here and listening to you talk, you are very well spoken around what you do. You know what you're talking about. I mean, you carry your customers on a silver platter. There's a little wall here when you come and you buy your product, you can sign up on there. That's a beautiful touch. I want you to talk about being a business owner, but also having ethics, especially from elders. You have to prove yourself 10 million times.
True.
You put work into what you do. You give quality to people. Talk to us about that.
So our culture here at Nomgenge Duo is we are selling an experience. Before the item comes the experience. So when you come in, walking into the ND store or pop-up, the first thing that we give you is we put you on cam. We know, like you said, everyone wants a 5-minute shine. You understand? So what that we put you on our statuses is like, welcome to the ND store and what would you like? Even though you don't purchase anything, just that experience, automatically, we sold you, hooked you. You will come back. And then once you have purchased any item, you get an opportunity to sign on the ND Hall of Fame wall. Listen here, ND Hall of Fame wall. You understand? So what that, it's something different. It's something that we wanna live in the customer's mind. That's number one. Before you put on the item, or like I'm dropping the nice exclusive.
Yes.
You see? So what that we in your mind automatically, we clothe you as well. So what that you can share the experience of ND. So what that that's why our brand, I would find it that we are Yalo's #1 and Africa's #1 as well, loading in the process. So it's all about us carrying our clients, like you said, on a silver platter, sharing the story of being a game changer, only quality people, and valuing the person's penny that they spend. So what that, like you said, the ethics, we value ethics. We are very punctual, and service delivery is #1. When you ask, let's say for argument, you want a customized item or jacket, we do it to your specs and we make sure that we use the best material and also deliver on time. Why? Because people tend to think as if van elders is, nee, dat gaan moet hy is, die print moet los is, die stitch moet nie reg is nie. And we tend to change that narrative by being only quality people with a quality brand.
That's so beautiful. I think that's a lot of, if you are a business owner in Aldo's, you need to look at your service, because Nomgenge Duo is setting the trend for you.
We need to set the standard. We need to set the standard so that people can follow and move with us. And there's so much in store for you guys.
Definitely. I've seen how much the community loves you. Not just in support of buying your brand, but you're also opening up a store, a new store. And I've seen the support come out, thousands of support coming out, whatever people have to contribute towards your vision. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, the support, like I said, we started off from selling from a brown bag, moving into a pop-up, having our first bedroom store, to a few years generating funds to be able to buy a container and for it to be fully furnished and also done to our specifics, specs, interior design. So I'm telling you guys, we're just bringing 5-star. Ons bring 5-star. Make us go say 5-star. So let's see now day, June 16.
Definitely. I'm excited for June 16. If you don't have any plans, you know where to find yourself, right? You know where to find yourself. But jy sê ons nie, wat ek gevra dat nie man. Die support van die mense. Hoe het hy gekom?
So
Vra jy vir dit? Want vir my lyk dit of net mense kom en bless jou.
I just tend to believe that it's the energy that we give up. It's the energy we give to the universe, and the universe returns it back to us. So we tend to be an example to the community, and people tend to want to attach themselves to such. You understand? So if you stand for something, the consequences you will face with. So we are facing the consequences that we have been planting all these years, laying the foundations, and now as tyd dat ons die vrugte moet eet, man.
Wow.
And with that, we like a people-orientated brand, and people tend to gravitate to us as well, as a quality person, as a quality brand, as we are for the people, and the people are for us. So that's how we move.
That's really beautiful. Sibi, when you started out Nomgenge Duo, this is Trust the Process. We want to talk about the process. Did you ever envision yourself to be at this point?
Looking back, it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. I had to trust the process. I really had to trust the process. I laid the foundation, which means I wrote everything down, the plans. I'm still not yet there, but I'm still trusting the process. Where I want to be, having multiple stores, impacting the globe, being Africa's #1 sports apparel brand from Eldorado Park, telling a good game-changing story. So when I don't think I saw myself at this space. I don't think I saw myself at this space when I started off. Why? Because I was undermining myself. I was undermined. From myself, from the family, from the streets. And then how did I change that? Was changing my thinking, changing how I perceive myself. And then from there, it became a ripple effect to the people, to the consumer, to the public. And then we started bit by bit, from a brown box to a container, to a pop-up, and growing it. And we still would like to scale the brand to new heights.
I love how you are saying that you laid the foundation. I mean, before you had what you have today, you wrote down what you wanted.
Yes.
You worked on it. You got to where you are today. And who knows, in the next 5 years, we might just be coming to a bigger store in a different province.
Yes.
or something. What would you say to someone watching right now who is at the same place that you are? What advice would you give them? Whether it be wanting to open a brand, wanting to write a book, becoming a filmmaker.
My advice to the public would be that don't let anyone undermine you or put you down on your dream or the goal, the vision that you have. The first thing that you have to do is write it down, pray about it, and tackle it every day. Break it down into pieces bit by bit, because you can't run it like a sprint. This is a marathon. Business is a marathon. From 2016 to 2022, there is not a sprint. There is a marathon. Building a good, reputable brand that is about to take over the globe. Because that's where we're at now. That's where we're at. We want to take over the globe. And how do we do that? By breaking it down, step by step. So what's your vision? Break it down into snippets and then tackling it every day. So if anyone would like any sort of advice from us, our doors are always open. Just make sure that he's gereed vir die camera en ons gaan opset.
Ek like Iowa. Ek wil maar myself elke dag op my vind.
Yeah. Please pull through, please.
So Sibi, what does Trust the Process mean to you?
To me, Trust the Process just means have faith in your vision. Have faith in your vision and your goal, and you definitely shall make it. That is my...
Short, simple, to the point. What more can we expect from Nomgenge Duo?
So what more, guys? It's the store launch for June 16. That's number one. That's our biggest launch for this year. And we're also dropping the book Eldo's Game Changers Volume 1. Make sure to look out on the socials. So there's a lot for you guys. There's a lot in store for you guys. And Max, please pull through. I know you bring the sauce.
Thank you.
Bring the sauce.
Definitely, you are gonna find me here come 16 June. I'll also be signing up my name on the Wall of Fame here at the Nomgenge Duo Flag Store. Sibi, we want to wish you well from the Trust the Process team. Thank you so much for availing yourself, and thank you for your contribution to our community, Eldorado Park.
It's an honor and a privilege, and thank you so much. Continue the great work for trusting that process. Share the beautiful stories. Share them. Continue sharing them, and we will endorse the only quality people from Trust the Process.
I feel like CBS marketing can start Before I forget, where can we get a hold of you on social media?
So guys, we are available on all social media platforms. On IG, it's at nd_Nomgenge Duo. At Facebook, it's Nomgenge Duo Wear. And then our WhatsApp number 07273104436. And then we online, guys. Wajivan van Durban, Cape Town, wherever. It's at www.nomgengeduo.co.za. We got you covered, guys. Come get your indie drop.
Awesome. Come get your indie drop. This is your girl, Maxo, the real hottie. This is Trust the Process. See you soon. Bye.
Yo, what up, guys? Your boy Siboniso Nomgenge, aka Africa's #1 clothing brand owner, CB. And I was just on Trust the Process. What a great initiative. What a great interview I had, guys. I fully endorse this program, guys. I hope you guys join and feed it until it drops and goes global, guys. I want to see this program on Netflix. Let's keep on endorsing it, guys. Cheers.